So today we're going to do a palette by Estee Lauder, and this is the finished look you're going to have. This is the Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy Luxe Eyeshadow Quad, and the color is Indigo Night. So it comes like that. It's a very luxurious compact, and hopefully you can see the color. So as I usually do, I'm going to start with my foundation, but I'm not going to put my concealer, because in case we get fallout, I want to be able to wipe it off. My favorite foundation right now, if you've watched my makeup videos, you've probably seen that I try a lot of different products, and I use a lot of different products. And obviously you want to do that to kind of get a sense of what's the best, but my absolute favorite combination right now, I have this on my TikTok. I started posting again back in January, so anyone who wants to follow me on TikTok, my name on there is Maya Marcotte YouTube. There's no spaces, no lines, no nothing. Maya Marcotte YouTube. I actually showed on there that my favorite concealer foundation combination type of thing, it's a little different. I'm actually using the MAC Studio Fix Everywhere pen. MAC Studio Fix Everywhere pen, it's a concealer. And what I discovered by accident, because this was too light for me when I bought it, so what you want to do intentionally is choose a concealer that's like 2-3 shades lighter than your skin tone. I do 3 pumps of this. This is like perfect for my full face. 3 pumps, right? Then I take this. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Essence. CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Essence. You can get this at practically any drugstore. I'll have the links in the description box for those of you that want to purchase it online. This color in particular is like 4 shades darker than my skin tone. It's the Tan Ochre in number 60. Tan Ochre number 60. And what I do with this is I literally do 1 pump. 1 pump on top of the concealer. And it has these little beads in it. It has little beads of foundation that when you rub them together, the beads kind of mix in with the concealer, and it creates another color. So it gives me my perfect color. My perfect color match is 3-to-1. So 3 pumps of the concealer, 1 pump of this, and I have my perfect shade. You want to mix it really well, because otherwise you're going to have bits of the beads not dissolving. So I'm going to put it on half of the face so you can see the difference, and then I'm going to do the other side. And as you know by now, I don't use foundation brushes or sponges, just because I like the way that foundation or concealer melts into the skin using your fingers. Okay, so this is with the foundation, this is without, okay? Or concealer rather, because we turned this into a foundation by adding the Skin Perfector Essence. I'm also going to take a tissue and blot my face, because there is a lot of glow to this formula. Like I said, this is my favorite thing to use right now. I just think it has such a natural finish. It's really pretty. I love the texture on the skin. So for eyeshadow base, I'm going to use the Soft Ochre by MAC. It's my favorite. Pretty much everything that I'm using today on the skin is stuff that I use on a daily basis. So anything that I'm using, like whether it's foundation or concealer, eyeshadow base, this is what I use every day, pretty much every day. And I took a pea-size amount, and I'm putting that all over the lid. Just a pea-size amount. And you want to go a little above the brow. That's what I do, to kind of lighten around the brow. I'm going to take a large tapered blending brush, this one right here. And my favorite drugstore powder is the Maybelline Super Stay. This is number 310. I use number 310. This powder is a moderate coverage. So you don't want to go crazy with it. I'm going very light with it with this brush. A little goes a long way. So I'm just going to go inside here in the crease and just blend it out. That way we have a good base for our shadows. I just did one touch to the powder, not much at all, okay? So now same thing, I'm going to take a pea-size amount of the eyeshadow base and go on this side. And I love this eyeshadow base because it has some pigment. There are different colors for those of you that are darker. If you want, they have different colors by MAC. So you can get a color that's closer to your skin tone. That way when you do the shadows, it won't appear gray. So I'm going to blend that out a little bit before I go in with the powder. Once again, taking the Maybelline powder. And I'm going right in the crease. All right? What this does is it creates a uniform texture on the eye. You want the texture on the eye to be uniform before you put your shadows, because otherwise you'll get spottiness. You don't want it to spot. You don't want there to be any type of oils on the eye when you're putting on shadows. So now I'm going to begin the shadowing process. Now what I'll tell you is it comes with those foam applicators. What I'll tell you is that those foam applicators make it very easy to put on shadow. Honestly, in my opinion, they pack on the color thicker than when you use a brush. If you want to go very bold with your color, use the applicators that are in the set. So for example, I'm going to actually use a brush for one of the colors, and then I'm going to go in with the applicator to create the form. So I'm going to take the eyeshadow brush number 239 in the set that I have. So I'm starting with the silver color. There's a silver color in the palette, and you can see the color is very prominent. It's really nice. Just like that, okay? Same thing on the other side. So now I'm actually going to take the applicator that's in there, and I'm going to take the taupey gray. There's a dark taupey gray in the palette. Dark taupey gray. You can see the color right there. And I'm going to go right in the crease above the silver. We're going to go in a half moon shape. So I'm starting in the middle of my eye, just going right in the middle where my pupil is, okay? And then I'm coming out. Okay, so it's not going to stay like this. Don't worry. We're going to actually blend it with the brush. Same thing. I'm going to start it right here. Go a little further. Okay. So now I'm going to take, this is the angled shader brush. It's like a slanty, poofy brush. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to just blend the edges of this taupey color. All right, so that's one technique you can use. You can actually use the applicators in there and then blend with the brush. Or you can use all brushes, it's up to you. Okay. Once again, because I want to pack on the color, because I'm a little extra, right? I want to use the light color that's in the palette. It's like an ivory. And we're going to go under the brow. See how that packs on the color? As opposed to using a brush, it would blend it too much. And you kind of want to pack on that ivory. All right. For the next step, we're going to take the blue that's in the palette, and we're going to go right on the half part going towards the end. Ooh, that's really pretty. I love it. I love that color. It's like a navy blue. Very pretty. So you see how that's going right on top of the silver and blending in? That's really nice. It is having fallout. I do realize that. So we're going to clean that up before we move on. Look how pretty that is. So it's like a subtle blue that you can definitely wear either going out, or you can wear this during the day. Depends on how edgy you are. All right, so I just cleaned that up a little bit. I will fix the foundation after. So once again, we're going to take the blue and put it on the other side. The brush I'm using is a pencil blender brush. Looks like that. But you can use the applicator that's in the set. Obviously, just use a different side so you're not mixing colors. It's like a sapphire blue, which is my birthstone. I'm a Virgo, for those of you that don't know. So sapphire colors, navy colors, I gravitate to like nothing else. Not only that, but blue is the color of the throat chakra. So for those of you that don't know, the throat chakra is connected to expression and anything where you express yourself. So it could be writing, could be creating music, it could be creating art. It's expression in in a higher form. So it's truth. The throat chakra is related to telling your truth. So I've been literally obsessed with the color blue because I've been expressing so much, you know, and talking about so much truth and things that I needed to talk about. So I'm going to take the Studio Fix again. I'm going to do one pump, and I'm going to do a tiny bit of the essence just to mix it in. So I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Setting High Definition Setting Spray, the small shader brush. This is shader brush number 231. I'm going to wet the brush, and then I'm going to go into the blue, because that blue color is perfect for under the eye. So I'm going at the beginning, and then I'm going out to the other side. You see how I left the inner corners light right here? So I'm taking the blue only to where the brown of my eye stops. Okay? And then I'm pulling it out. Okay, so that's as far as you go. So I'm going to take the spray again. Wet the brush. Go into the blue. Create like a little creamy textured on the brush. It's like a cream liner. And then you're going to go under the eye. Now later on we're going to do concealer under the eye, so that way it's going to be more flawless. It's going to be a cleaner look. So we're going to take, I'm using the Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in black brown. Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in black brown. And I'm using that on the inside of the rim of the eye on the bottom. Inside rim of the eye on the bottom. And for concealer, I'm using the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage SC5. And I'm going right on top of my dark circles. And I'm going right below the blue shadow that we put under the eye. Okay, see how that covered that up perfectly? So you see how that highlighted underneath the blue? When you use a good concealer, it helps the shadows to pop. I'm taking the Maybelline Unstoppable eyeliner in Cinnabar. Now some of you might use a different brown. There's a darker brown. This one's more reddish brown, so it goes more with my hair color. For those of you that have a regular brown tone to your hair, you want to use the other brown, because the other brown is going to be more of a true brown. For those of you that are darker skin tones, now I'm talking dark to very dark, you want to use reddish browns for your brows. You don't want to use like regular browns because a lot of times they can look gray. So you want to lean a little more red. So when you lean a little more red, it actually shows up as a true brown on your skin tone. That's that. There's the brows are done. Next, we're going to do lashes. My favorite lashes, these are my absolute favorite lashes. I mean, I've bought hundreds of these because my makeup jobs the last few years, and even my freelance job, I like to wear false lashes a lot. This is my favorite one. This is the Pompadour by Kiss. But I just love how these lashes look. I think that they are a little extra. They still look like they could be natural. Now I have two glues here. The reason why, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about these glues. This one, this brush-on adhesive, I believe has no latex. And I am a little sensitive to latex where I get, my eyes get itchy when I put it on, but I still use it. I probably shouldn't. Now the thing with this glue, just so you know, it's the Duo glue in the dark tone. You want the dark tone one because the dark tone one is gonna dry black or dry almost like a dark gray. So at least it won't show up when you have makeup on. Because a lot of times you'll see people use false lashes and you can see the glue. Like that's one of the worst faux pas, I think, with makeup, is when people do false lashes and they forget to cover the glue with some type of like liner. Like one of the best liners to use is like the MAC paint pots. Like they have the MAC paint pots or the MAC fluid line. You want to cover the glue with black so that way it doesn't look like goopy dried stuff on your lashes. Okay, so this does smell a little bit like fish, not gonna lie. It does have like a weird smell to it, but it works. I've used the other glues, and the problem with the other glues, like the brush on that I just showed you, is that it doesn't keep the lashes on all day. And you really don't want like caterpillars like on your face, you know, fluttering in the wind. You really don't want that. And that's what tends to happen with the brush on glues for me. I don't know why, but I always find that this glue stays on until I take it off. So just ignore the smell. It's very slight. You can hardly smell it, honestly. But I'll just give you a little word of warning about that. So now let's put this on. When you put on lashes, you want to let the glue dry a little bit. That's the secret. Because if you let it dry a little bit, it gets tacky. When you lay it on the lash line, it sticks. Whereas if you're too impatient and you don't wait for it to dry, it's going to go all over the eye. Okay. All right, one down. So now I'm going to take my silver shadow that I had before, and just to be precise, we're going to go over where the silver is again. Okay? So we're going to go in the inner corner right there. Right there. All right. Same thing on this side. I'm going to go in the inner corner again. Just blend it out. Blend it out. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take an angle brush, this one right here. It's the stiff brow brush. This is the stiff brow brush. I'm going to use it for eyeliner. I'm going to use it for the black track. This is by MAC. This is the Pro Longwear Fluid line that I was telling you about before. I'm going over my lashes up on the upper part with this fluid line. So that way we don't have glue showing up. So I'm going right where I put the lashes, and I'm going right on top of the glue. And I'm also doing a little bit of a line, almost like a Marilyn Monroe line. Okay, if you look, you can see I pressed down on top of the lashes a little bit. What we used to do at MAC when I worked there, we used to push this fluid line into the lashes to kind of give it a glue effect. So it would actually like glue and bond the lashes more to the eye. So it was like another piece of security for keeping the lashes on longer. Now same thing, I extended the line a little bit on each side. One thing about black track is it does not come off. So you want to clean your brushes right away if you have a spray cleaner like I do. So now we're going to use the powder, the Super Stay Maybelline powder. I'm going to use all over the face. So I'm going to start with my forehead. Okay. You can see the coverage is phenomenal for a drugstore powder. It's just really nice. It smooths everything out. Just don't breathe it in. Gonna do the bottom. Now we're gonna do blush. For blush, I am using Humor Me. I've used it in other videos. It's by MAC. It's like a perfect like brownie mauve. All right. I'm using Brooklyn Thorn by NYX. It's a lip pencil. Brooklyn Thorn by NYX. It's like the perfect nude. Okay. And for lipstick, I'm using Bare It All number 755 by Revlon. It's like an orangey nude. And I feel like orangey nudes go really well with blue eyeshadow or green eyeshadow. What I usually do is I take the liner and I go over the liner again after the lipstick. And that way it blends with the lipstick nicer. You can see how it creates a fade. Okay. And then I'm taking 005 Glazed Almond. 005 Glazed Almond in the Revlon Super Lustrous Glimmer Lip Gloss. It's my favorite lip gloss right now. Want to know why? It's like a copycat of the old Chanel Twinkle. Chanel used to have a lip gloss called Twinkle. This is like the copycat of it. It's amazing. Look how pretty that is. I love that color so much. Oh, so pretty. So everything that I put on today will be in the description box. If you want to purchase, feel free. I'm going to take my hair down. Okay, there's your look for today. All done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you soon.